I know you guys were complaining last time that half my head was gone, so we'll go with that. All right. Hi, everybody.
I'll even check for you.
Oh, yes, if you would go by in the back and look, that would be great.
There you go. Yep, you are in the shot nicely.
Do we got the princess?
Yes. There we go. You're a little bit more centered.
What can you
now.
got? Is the fire still seeable?
Yep.
Okay.
It was really focused on the fridge over there. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. All right, folks.
Oh wow.
Got a little snot bag.
She does not want to be in a video, I guess.
Apparently not. Max don't care. Watch this. Max don't care about being in a video.
Oh, he loves it.
He's like, okay, Dad, whatever you say. You're a good boy. Yeah. All right. Today is still the 21st of December. It is the winter solstice. It is Tuesday, 2021. So this video is actually going to go out. I'm throwing my support into this situation, and we're going to talk about here in a minute. My father was a truck driver. My sister, Margie, who you guys have seen, Margie was a truck driver. Dad used to joke around with his friends when he was alive, and he says, yeah, in my family, he said, one of my children's a truck driver and the other one's a nurse. And he was like, my daughter's the truck driver and my son's the nurse. It was like always the joke, you know, but old school, different mindset, and, you know, that's how that goes. But anyway, because they were truck drivers, both of them, we're going to talk about the situation that happened in Colorado. And I'm going to give you kind of the background first. You have a young man who was 23 years old with no criminal record at all. Was a brand new CDL driver. Was coming, you know, out of Texas. And as we all know, Texas is pretty flat, right? Not a lot of mountains in Texas. Well, the company that he was driving for had him go to Colorado. And he said that his brakes went. And so what happened was, and it, you know, realistically with truckers, I mean, if you guys have seen them on the roads, going up the hills and down the hills, and they have all the safety precaution, and they have where if their brakes give out, they can run off into, you know, the sand and all those type of things. I'm sure a lot of you have seen those things in the more mountainous regions. But so you have the factor that faulty equipment, and that's what, like I said, he said his brakes went on him, and so he was doing 85 miles an hour. Again, when your brakes aren't working, it's hard to slow down, especially if you're going downhill. And he ended up plowing into a bunch of cars, and 4 people lost their lives. Now, that's a tragedy. Accidents happen every single day. Happens all the time. This young man was tried and sentenced to 110 years in prison. Now, let's do a correlation of something. Rapists, child molesters don't get that kind of time. Now, do I think that they should? Yeah, I sure do. I think, well, I have a different plan for child molesters and rapists if it was up to me. Guaranteed cure, they'll never do it again. Promise. But that's another video. So let's stay focused on this. So unfortunately, this young man was sentenced to 110 years in prison. Now, there has been a petition put out there that has been signed by 4.5 million people. 4.5 million people have said that this is ridiculous, what has happened. You know, that this should not be, this is not justice. You know, accidents happen, folks. Accidents happen every single day on the highways. People are killed. Sometimes it's through negligence of the driver. A lot of times it's weather related. You know, you have no control. If you've ever, I know, like, I'll give you an example of something. I have slid on black ice before. You have zero control. I was actually, a couple of years ago, coming around the corner down here, and I hit my brakes in the truck, or well, I had actually have the truck then, I had the Dodge Journey. Just slid right through, crossed both lanes. If there had been a car coming the other way, they would have hit me. There would have been nothing I could have done about it. I couldn't stop. I had turned the wheel. So I kind of went through that way sideways, and I ended up hitting a snowbank, and it stopped the car, and I was actually able to continue on from that point. But I had zero control. Now, if somebody had been coming the other way, and I had hit them, and let's say that they were killed, they're going to put me in prison because of an accident. There's something that I had no control over. It was not my fault. An accident is an accident. So right now, they're calling for a boycott of truckers not to drive in Colorado, which I say I applaud that. My hat's off to all the truckers that are doing that. I think that that is a great way to show that this is not the way it should be done. This is not how you treat people, and stuff like that. Now, you're not bringing those lives of those people back. It's an unfortunate situation that happened, but because of something that was out of his control, that there was zero malicious intent, that there was, no provocation, it wasn't any kind of road rage situation, anything like that. That's a whole different kettle of fish. Total different kettle of fish if that's involved. But there was nothing like that. There was no malice on his part at all. And for him to be sentenced to 110 years in prison for that, it's just wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. So the truckers that are striking, I support you 100%. I think that that is a good thing. That will definitely make them take notice in Colorado if supplies are not being delivered in Colorado. Because again, I know I talked earlier in a previous video, and I had talked about the truckers, and I had talked about that if those wheels aren't turning, and those guys, excuse me, and those guys are not out delivering the goods, you got a real issue, a real issue. So if they're doing a boycott and not driving into Colorado, it will not be long before the people say, hey, something's got to be done here. And so, and it should be. Something should be done. It shouldn't have gotten to this point. This is not the results that should have happened in this case. Every case is different, and I get it. But, this is a situation that is, completely wrong. And I'm giving you my opinion. That is my opinion. And I believe that there's 4.5 million other people out there that have signed this petition that feel the same way. They should give the kid clemency and then, send him on his way. Maybe he don't drive no more, okay? Or he's no longer allowed to drive in Colorado, or, whatever the case may be. But, I want you guys to think about something. Anytime you take a life, be it intentionally or not intentionally, accidents happen, like I said, all the time. And if somebody gets killed, that person that was either driving the other vehicle or whatever the case may be, they have to live with that for the rest of their lives. Okay? That is, and especially, like I said, when there is no ill intent in the first place, that's going to be something that haunts that young man for the rest of his life, and that should not be the case. So I'm hoping the right thing is done in this situation. I applaud the truckers for making this move and saying this isn't going to fly. I think that that's awesome. So, like I said, and I come from, I have, obviously, as I told you earlier in the video, my father was a trucker. My sister was a trucker. So that is a very hard job. Those folks are on the road. They can be on the road 3-4 weeks, come home for 2 days, and then they go back out on the road again. Or they're home for 3 days, whatever the case may be. But they're never home long, and they're back out again. It's a tough job. And, anybody that's done any kind of lengthy driving, I've done some lengthy driving, I couldn't imagine doing that full-time as a job and being away from the people that I love and care about for long periods of time. I wouldn't want to do it. Okay? So, but anyway, I want to hear your guys' feedback on this. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think? Do you think this is a miscarriage of justice? Or do you think that this is perfectly justified? I definitely, you know what, there's no right and there's no wrong answer. We all have the right to our own opinions, and so I definitely want to hear your feedback on this topic, and I want to see where you guys stand on this. Do you think this is something that is okay or not okay? So, anyway, that being said, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's being safe. I know Christmas is coming up here in a few days, and so I know a lot of people are traveling, getting to their destinations to be with loved ones. And I just, I just want everybody to be safe. Safe travels, be safe, make sure you get enough rest. Don't drive when you're tired. Definitely do not drink and drive. Don't drug and drive either. That causes a lot of issues. Okay, so, but anyway, I am going to jump off of here for now. I hope you've enjoyed the fire. It has been very enjoyable. It's quite warm, and that happens too. We just put the puppies out, so that's why they were not in this video, because Heather and I just got back. We had some running around to do, so it was it was like, okay, here we go. So, but anyway, we are all in this together. We really are. I know some people will write me and say, no, we're not. But that's okay. You have the right to your opinion, and that's okay. I feel that we are. I feel that we are one race called the human race. So it affects everybody. Everything that's going on, everything that's happening, it affects us all. So that's what I say, we are all in this together. We really are. So also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's very, very important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Mr. Lucy down here. He's getting older now. Poor Luce. Whatever you were trying to accomplish in life, it does not necessarily have to be about prepping. Doesn't necessarily have to be about living off grid. It is whatever you were trying to accomplish, whatever your goals that you have set for yourself. You set your goals, and then you set about to making them happen. And as long as you work methodically towards your goals, they will happen. And the only person that can stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Okay? So stay away from negativity. Stay away from negative people telling you what you can and cannot accomplish. That's really important as well. So surround yourself with people that lift you up. All right? So anyway, I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you're all being very safe. And I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.